everyone, this is Fiji Adu and welcome to the Passion to Profit course. Today I'm going to show you how to identify your passion and interests, validate your side hustle, and determine what sets you apart from your competitors. I had already broken down how to best prepare for this journey, and today we go deeper in the process. Author Ashe said, start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. I love that quote. It's a summary of this course, right? So let's get into it. In identifying your passion and interest, how do you go about it? How do you identify what your side hustle should be? How do you know what you should give your time to? How can you best determine the activities to best focus on? I'll tell you. You start by identifying the things you're most passionate and interested in. What you're passionate about, what you are good at, something that comes to you easily. Because you see, a side hustle is the intersection of passion and profit. When I say passion, I don't mean your calling. I mean what you're good at, what comes to you naturally. In other words, it's all about taking what you love to do, what you are good at, and turning them into a profitable gig. So the first step is to identify what you love to do, what you are good at, what others struggle with, but it comes to you rather easily, right? Both elements are required because if you want your side hustle to be sustainable over the long term, you must love doing it. If you don't, you'll burn out quickly. And when hard work and sacrifice are continuously required, it's something you don't want, you have to work hard, you have to sacrifice, give up other things. A side hustle, it won't be successful because a successful side hustle involves an activity that you love doing. You must also be good at your side hustle. In other words, you must have the skills necessary to make it a reality. Because if you're not good at creating your products or performing your service, others simply won't want to buy from you. What I realize that in service, in products, is excitement is almost everything. People don't buy from people who are dull and uninterested. So ask yourself these questions. What do you absolutely love doing? What have people told you that you're good at this? What do you lose track of time doing? You're doing this and before you know, time has gone. You're not counting the hours. What valuable skills do you have that people would pay for? What needs can you meet? I hope you took those down. Because these questions will help you find, the intersection of passion and profit. They'll help you determine both your skill set and what you love. And when these two things combine, you have a viable side hustle. There's a psychological concept called flow. It's when you find yourself so immersed in an activity that you lose all track of time and you are simply focused on what is in front of you. Your mind is not distracted at all. Rather, you simply flow with your activities. When do you find yourself in the flow of things? Pay attention to those moments. Because in these activities, these are the activities that could turn into a viable side hustle. Okay? I'm sure you're following me. I'm sure you're picking up some lessons right now. Now, that has to do with identifying your side hustles. Because once you know your side hustle, the next thing is it's time to validate that side hustle. Once you've determined what you think your side hustle should be, it becomes important to validate it. In other words, you'll be able to demonstrate that people will pay you for what you offer. You determine if there's a market need for the product or if the services you offer people will buy into it. After all, it won't do any good to start your side hustle only to discover that no one actually wants what you're offering. Why? Because you end up spending hours and hours on things that won't generate any extra income. You also become discouraged and probably want to give up. Therefore, it is essential to ensure that people will want what you have to offer, even if it's just a few people. There is a book I would like you to look for. It's an ebook is available online. 1,000 True Fans. I love that book and you'll find it very interesting and very useful in your journey of business. So how can you do that? Where can you find an audience on which to test out your ideas? Some simple ideas I have used include this. Ask your friends on social media if they would be interested in what you have to offer. Secondly, if you have an email list, send out a poll to them. asking who will be interested in what you're doing or what you're going to offer. Third, create a sign-up list where people can get information. If numerous people sign up, it's a sign that that idea has legs. And if you get into it, it will work. It will walk because it has legs, right? Now, offer to let people pre-purchase your offer. If a number of people purchase from you, you know that you're onto something good. These are some key steps that will really help you prove or validate your side hustle. Your goal is this: avoid wasting time on ideas that won't gain any traction. If your polls, your emails, and sign up lists are not getting much of a response, it may be time to move on to a different side hustle or redesign what you have. It's really important that you not get discouraged at this point. Because if you can't get enough traction on your side hustle, that doesn't mean you have to give up on it. Doesn't mean you need to give up altogether. It simply means you may not be able to make a sustainable income from it. Or you may simply need to adjust your approach to your product. So it doesn't mean you toss out any idea that doesn't get enough response, right? You can adjust your approach. There are so many things you can do. There are a dozen ways to make money. And you can certainly find a side hustle that allows you to do that. Because I promise you, dreams come true. Without that possibility, nature would not incite us to have them. But nature compels us to have them. Why? Because dreams do come true. That was from John Updike. Now, can we move on to the next step? Just a little deeper in this week, right? In the process and the last step for this week. Determine what sets you apart from your competitors. Unless you're building something that's completely new and revolutionary, you're going to be competing against others. Whether you're selling a widget or offering coaching services, there are going to be others against whom you're competing for business. And this is good. Competition is not always bad. If you're going to succeed with your side hustle, you need to find a way to differentiate yourself from your competitors. In other words, figure out how you're going to stand out from the crowd. How are you going to attract customers? How are your offers? How is your offer different from what others are offering? How can you differentiate yourself from your competitors? And there are numerous ways. I will share a few with you. You can decide to offer better quality of products or services. You can just add better customer services. You can use faster delivery. That's an Amazon thing. You can produce less expensive products or services. You can have aggressive sales techniques. You can pursue higher or lower profit margins. Or it can just be a noble cause that you support with profit from your product. I do this with my books. For example, let's say you're selling soap online. You could create a unique soap that is better quality than other soap out there, right? Because your soap is better quality, you can sell it for a higher price and make higher profit margin. Or you could sell your soap at a discount and sell a higher volume of soap. Or you can just create an aggressive online marketing campaign where you're trying to get your soap in front of more eyeballs than anyone else has done before or is doing currently. If you don't find a way to differentiate yourself from your competitors, there's no reason that customers should purchase from you. There's a book I read some time ago. It's called Differentiate or Die. I found it on Amazon Audible. You could absolutely find a way to stand out in the crowd. And you should do that if you want your business to be sustainable and to grow. This is where we'll end today's lesson. This way, we'll give you time to do some homework, put all the 3 issues we raised today in practice before next week's lesson. Now for some action items. There's a workbook that will accompany this training. You can find it at www.fijiadam.com/training. It is designed as a companion to this training. Don't do this without it. And if you're wondering, Fiji, why do I need this? It's simple. We have found that from experience, right, that when people go through a program like this and they have a practical workbook that they can work with, they can complete in the process, it's easier to take action and for them to get started on what they've learned. All right, guys, that's it from me today. I'm here to help you. If you complete these 4 weeks, I can guarantee that you'll be ready to hit the road running. Thank you. So here is what is coming up in week 3. We have 4 objectives for week 3 to help you define your goals, help you create milestones, also to help you determine how you will sell and start selling. Go ahead, put week 2 in practice, and let's resume from where we stopped in next week's lesson. Thank you guys, and take care.